No Cap Sports audience, we have a special treat for you. We have my brother, my friend, he's a superhero. He feeds the homeless on the weekend, Naval Academy, senior defensive back, Cameron Kinley. Cameron Kinley, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. How you living?
Man, how are you living with coronavirus? Tell me about it.
Man.
Is it bad up there in Maryland?
You said what?
Is it bad up there in Maryland with a lot of cases or whatnot?
It's better than it was in Memphis. For real. They getting a better control over it. So, I don't be leaving campus, though, so.
Bad. I know a little bit, but I know people that watch this won't know. You just had a real bad car accident. How are you recovering from that?
Oh, yeah. I've been good, man. It's probably been, almost a month since it happened. Definitely a traumatic event, scary, but, I've been doing well. Haven't had to get back in the car since I've been on campus, so that probably has helped.
So you haven't drove since it happened?
Oh, okay. I haven't been back in the car since it happened.
Okay.
So, it was different though. Definitely different. But I'm blessed to be here. Blessed to be
a real guy.
Right.
Let me run through the bio real quick. It's gonna be weird me reading it because I know most of this, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. High school, 3-star prospect coming out of Los Angeles Collegiate School. Your father, my D4 from a defensive line coach, played at Middle Tennessee State, and your younger brother, Richard Kinley, he's a redshirt freshman at MT as well.
Yeah.
Your brother, Jonathan Brown, he was an outstanding high school and collegiate player. He played at linebacker at Illinois from 2010 to 2013. Had brief NFL stints with the Cardinals, Bears, and your favorite Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
And the most important thing, me and you both participated on the longest Shelby County high school football winning streak, 38 games, before it tragically ended. But, we're a part of history, man, forever. So let's just, get right into it. So your 2019 stats, you started all 13 games that you played in. You had 38 tackles, 2.5 TFLs. I see you. I didn't know that before I read that. Had a sack and 5 PBUs.
A little bit.
I'm saying, okay, get in the trenches.
Get it back for a little bit, man.
Okay, so my first question is, how did you choose Navy over, a traditional, P5 program or traditional college football program?
It's definitely different. It's a different path. And honestly, that's one thing that attracted me to it. Just daring to be different, go that little separate road that everybody wasn't willing to travel. But it ultimately came down to Navy being a full package. I knew I was going to develop as a man, academics top notch, the military, that was going to be an honor to serve my country and to have that career aspect of it. And then lastly, the football program is, top 25, bowl games, competing in the AAC, playing in the Army-Navy game, playing against Notre Dame, playing on TV, getting a chance to go back and play my hometown, Memphis. I honestly couldn't beat it. So, and then you still got opportunity to go to the league. If that doesn't work out, you're in the military. So it's honestly, you can't lose. So it's different, of course, but I knew that I was just going to be setting myself up for the future coming to Navy. So.
What do they say? It's a 40-year decision, not a 4-year decision.
Exactly.
So, touching on a little bit of the football pedigree that you come from, with your father and your younger brother playing, P5 football, your brother also being in the NFL, how did that affect your development as a football player growing up?
It definitely helped a lot because, it's a competitive household, as you can imagine. Football household, you grow into it, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember not playing football. Growing up, I don't remember not playing football, starting when I was 4. And we push each other, and we're strong critics, you know what I'm saying? You go out there, you don't have a good game, you're going to hear about it. You have a good game, you're going to hear about it. But you're also going to hear how you can improve. And I think that's what ultimately kept making my game go to the next level, especially getting the chance to watch my older brother have such an amazing career, man. I looked up to him a lot when he was at Christian Brothers, and he went out to Illinois, seeing him show out in the Big Ten, and he gets a shot in the league. Like, that showed me, being able to see that, showed me it was possible. And I got to see the work he put in, so I knew what it took to get there. And then me being able to set that example for my little brother, you know what I'm saying? It's just a trickle-down effect, and we all just helped each other get better. We all made sure everybody stayed squared away, made sure everybody stayed humble, made sure everybody was aware of their weaknesses, and just try to keep each other improving. And then having my dad overseeing it all after he's been on that D1 level. Now he's a coach, you know what I'm saying? So he knows what he's talking about. So it definitely was a blessing, and I don't take it for granted being able to grow up in that type of household.
I gotta ask. So who's the best in the house? You feel me? First of all, how did
Honestly,
all three of them are in the trenches. John, he's still in the front set. So how did you become the only one that gets to play a pretty boy position?
I mean, I'm obviously the fastest. You know what I'm saying? I'm the fastest. Kept my weight down. I always had the wiggles. So, I mean, me and Richard, we both grew up skill players. Richard didn't translate to that defensive line, as to like junior year high school. He put all that weight on, but his frame's always been big. Me, I've always been a little guy, so like I wasn't ever getting in the trenches.
If you know Cameron, so like I know Cameron. Cameron was like 4'11" freshman year. Like it's just crazy to look at him right now. Honestly,
5'7", 5'8" freshman year. Definitely got blessed with a growth spurt.
We'll let it slide.
I would honestly say Richard is probably going to be the best out of all of us.
I was expecting you to say JB. I can't lie.
Nah, I mean Jonathan. Yeah, he's the truth. He's the truth. You know what I'm saying? But Richard, I feel like Richard was living in our shadows growing up. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of put a chip on his shoulder. And then he broke through himself his junior and senior in high school, and now he's making a name for himself. And he just has a lot of upside. He has a lot of experience. Like, after me going through my Division I career, seeing my brother go through his, like, we passed those lessons down. So he really got the blueprint for what it takes. And he grinds like no other. He works hard. Just being home at the quarantine with him, working out with him, he keeping me accountable. You know what I'm saying? He got that drive in him. So as long as he stays humble, he's definitely going to be the best one in the household.
I feel that. Definitely seeing him develop just the growth you see year to year. It has been crazy. So being on campus currently, you're actually in a unique position more than a lot of schools. A lot of schools aren't on campus right now. So being there, do you feel that Navy has taken all the necessary precautions to keep y'all safe to your satisfaction?
For sure. I would argue that Navy's probably doing the best job out of any team that we're going to play. Just because of the nature of the school, the military, we're under different procedures. We're not following the NCAA. So I got here, June 27th, something like that, 2-week quarantine. You know what I'm saying? You're only in your room. You only talking to your roommate. Only time you leave is to go get food or use the restroom. So, like, you're not really leaving. So that's 2 weeks quarantine. You test when you get here. You test out of quarantine. Now we're, like, post-quarantine. But we're still not leaving the campus. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're still wearing masks everywhere you go on campus. You got to have a mask on. So keeping that social distancing, even when we work out, social distancing, So it's real unique, and that's why we haven't had many cases. Like, out of my senior class, we don't have any cases. And that's because of the procedures and the precautions that the Navy's taking. And that reassures me that we'll be fine, And that's that discipline aspect that comes into it. Like, we know what's at stake, so we'll hold each other accountable. So it's been good. You talked about your high school career. We know about, our win streak, whatever. But coming in as a freshman, because, you started all of your last season, but you had, you weren't an immediate starter like some other guys that come in. Right. So did you have a welcome to college football moment where you got in practice, weight room, anywhere, you was like, okay, this is real? Yeah, for sure. So freshman year, I made the travel squad playing special teams and whatnot. I was on kickoff, and then we go down to Memphis to play Memphis in the hometown. I'm on punt return, right? And I can't remember who it was, but they had their gun out there blazing speed. Just blew right past like twice when I was out there. Next week, bumped down. Not traveling no more. And I'm telling you, man, that was the roughest moment of my career by far. Coming from high school, you know how we were my senior year, undefeated state champions, you know what I'm saying, riding high. It's not even dressing out for the game, it was it wasn't the best feeling. To be completely honest, I was ready to hang it up. I talked to my dad. I was like, I honestly don't even know if I still want to do this. Like, I'm not here to go through all these workouts, go through all this practice to be on the side, you know what I'm saying? But he just reminded me that God has a plan. I got to trust it. I just got to work hard, make it a chip on my shoulder. And so that all season, man, I was grinding a lot. A lot of people didn't see it, And then I had a good spring ball. Sophomore year, I played a little bit more, started a couple games. Same thing in all season, grinding. Another good spring ball. And then fall camp, I was able to win the job out. And at this point, it's like, it's mine to lose, you know what I'm saying? Honestly. So I come to work every day knowing that it's people wanting that spot and just being humble, you know what I'm saying? Thanking God for putting me in that position, but also knowing that I'm not entitled, Even though I'm a starter going into the season, I'm not entitled to that position at all. I don't even like to look at myself as a starter to that first game, because it's talented people in my room. We all can play, we all can compete. So I just got to keep working hard for real.
You actually touched on something a little bit because, I obviously know a little bit of your backstory. You're from Memphis. Did you or did you not actually receive the Memphis offer from the staff?
I did not.
So it's kind of a unique dynamic, being from Memphis and being in the same conference, playing and having to play them, twice a year, every year?
Once a year.
Once a year. So how do you, deal with that, coming home to, to kind of the school that, threw you out to the dust a little bit?
Yeah. I don't really like to think of it too much, I feel like I ended up where I was supposed to be at. But it's definitely a chip on the shoulder, like I said, and that was part of the reason I wanted to come to Navy. Playing the AAC where you are around so many schools that could have recruited you, whether it's Tulsa, Cincinnati, You're around all these schools. Now you get the chance to go compete against them. The schools that passed up on you. And I love that. I love getting out there, getting the chance to show what they missed out on, especially coming back playing Memphis in the hometown. Always an exciting game, talented team. But it's like, I was right here in your backyard, but you passed up on me. And it is what it is at the end of the day. Like, no hard feelings, But this is an opportunity for me to show, I could have competed at this level. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that people thought that you couldn't compete at that level. Now you're playing in the same conference and you're winning.
And dominating.
And you're making plays.
Starting.
Exactly. It pays off. It's rewarding.
Okay. So going off, because you kind of touched on the same thing. A lot of y'all are always probably the toughest, non-Power 5 conference out there right now. Memphis, Cincinnati, y'all are consistently ranked AP top 25. So knowing that, what's the toughest matchup you've had in your college career?
Man, Chase Claypool, Notre Dame, man. That man was different. He just got drafted in the second round to the Steelers. I say, honestly, besides getting cut, not getting cut, but getting benched my freshman year, that Notre Dame game was like a wake-up call for me. Chase Claypool, real talent, 6'4", 240 receiver, running like 4'4". You know what I'm saying?
Highway speed guy for sure.
But it let me know that I had a lot of work to do, I was in position some plays, didn't make the play though, but it was an eye-opener. You're nowhere near where you need to be. So just motivated me to get back to work. Looking forward to playing him again, first game of the season, But it was definitely an eye-opener. He's definitely, I wouldn't say he's I say the best receiver technique-wise I went against was James Prochet from SMU. The Monty Cauchi from Memphis, he's good. He's solid. But Chase Claypool that man's a freak, to be completely honest. He just built different. But
you did just get drafted in the second round for a reason. So, I've known you a little bit. You've always been a taller, more slender corner, 6'2", 6'3". Starting with the Legion of Boom in 2014, that kind of became all the rage, the big, tall corners.
Right.
So who do you model your game after? Who have you modeled your game after growing up, being the body type that you have?
Yeah, I really watched Richard Sherman a lot growing up, just starting in high school. My position coach put me on him a lot, the way he studied film. Because, he was a ball hog, man. He was in a position to make them plays all the time. And in high school, we played a lot of zone. They played a lot of zone. So I really looked at him a lot, watched a lot of his film. But as I transitioned to the college phase, playing more man, I started to look more at Darius Slay and Stephon Gilmore, just because they're, textbook technique, great players, you know what I'm saying? And of course, honestly, I study people who play college ball, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Jeff Okudah or Henderson down in Florida, I try to learn from everybody. If they're the best at what they're doing, I want to learn, you know what I'm saying? Take myself to the next level. So I just try to pick up where I can, pick up tidbits. But I definitely say now, I study a lot of Stephon Gilmore's tape, Darius Slay, just trying to see what they do and stuff like that.
So just have your 3-year Navy records you written down. So in 2017, y'all went 7-6. Y'all did crack the AP top 25 poll at number 25. 2018, y'all went 3-10. It wasn't a good year. It was not bowl eligible at all. But in 2019, y'all came back at 11-2, beat Memphis, and then was 20 in the AP poll. So
we lost to Memphis. We lost to Memphis that year.
Oh, my bad. Didn't know.
I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do them like that. Yeah, we lost.
So with those wild swings and success in season, and you coming from a dominant high school program, how did you handle that wild variant fact of we're successful this season and we're coming back with a 3-10 season? How do you just handle those wild transitions?
Yeah. Like I said, it's different coming from my high school. You know what I'm saying? 14-0. So that losing wasn't really it. Then we get up here. We start off the season 5-0 my freshman year, and then we kind of went on a slide. So that was tough. And then we had a good showing in the bowl game. But then we come back my sophomore year, and it's terrible. Never been a part of anything like that, like in my life of playing football. It was disgusting. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I mean, we just had to bounce back. It was a long season. It was hard to go to practice because you're losing. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to play games when you're losing. Nobody likes that. So I would just say the difference between that year and the year we went 11-2 this past year was leadership. Like, not saying that 3-10 team didn't have leaders. I just say we put it together last year. You know what I'm saying? We were closer as a team. The seniors really took leadership of the team, guided us to that record. You know what I'm saying? Held everybody accountable. We took each week 1 week at a time, and we played solid football, man. We brought in a whole new defensive staff. That was a huge difference. Took our defense to like top 20 in the country. You know what I'm saying? And our only 2 losses came to 2 teams in the top 20. You know what I'm saying? Notre Dame and Memphis. Memphis game, we were up at halftime. Notre Dame game was ugly, but that is what it is. But I would definitely say, man, leadership was the difference between those seasons. And like you said, a lot of ups and downs. You just got to weather the storm. That's what comes with it. Everything's not going to be sunshine and rainbows, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to turn it around. Can't hold yourself down. And now this year, we got to build on it. You know what I'm saying? We can't take steps back. When 11-2, we got to do better. That's all we're thinking as a senior class. Like, we don't want to live in the shadow of last year's season, you know? So we just got to try to make something happen.
So what's the consensus team expectations going into this year? Hopefully we'll have a season, but you know.
Right. I mean, win every game. Like it just comes down to that each week. 1-0. Like we want to win every game. That's the mentality we have. We don't go into a game saying, okay, this is the no. Like we want every game. We know people underestimate us. We love that. You know, we don't have all the flashy recruits and this and that, but at the end of the day, we're built different because of what we go through up here. And that's what makes us play together. We love each other. It's a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to play for that person next to us, not that name on the back of our jersey. And that's what separates us from the other teams we play against. So we want to win every game, man. Like 1-0 every week, that's the goal. Like nothing less than that. We want to win the CIC. We want to win the conference. And we want to go to the New Year's Six Bowl. That's the goals every year.
No, what the casual said, win the first one, win the last one. That's all it is to it. So, you know, I already touched on your football pedigree. You've been playing footballs out the womb. So all this football knowledge and football talent that you've been around, who can you consider to be your best teammate? You know, besides me, you can't put me there. But I have one particular name in mind. I don't know if you're going to say that one. But just what is your best teammate that you've been around and what made them so great?
Best teammate. Ooh, this is tough. Like just from high school?
High school, college, it don't matter.
High school.
Anybody that you play football with. No cap artists. I got $5 that he gonna say the name that I'm thinking, but I'm not gonna throw it out there.
Man.
Navy just had a DB transfer from Navy to Ole Miss, Jaden Springer. So he's, you know, Cameron's been around a lot of elite talent. But I'm ready to hear.
Are you saying when you say best? Are you talking talent?
No, because the most talented guys aren't always most successful. So the most successful teammate that you've been around.
Most successful. I mean, obviously the most successful would be Eric Gray. You know what I'm saying? Great guy. You know what I'm saying? Great teammate. Real humble dude. Honestly though, I would say Mario. To be real, Mario Nolan Dillard, just because of the extra work that we were putting in, holding each other accountable behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't see. Just going into that junior year and then especially going into that senior year, we were putting in a lot of work behind the scenes. And then he was able to hold me accountable. We used to go at it at practice. I'm playing quarterback, me playing corner. Used to talk mess back and forth, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely helped me grow a lot during my senior year, just keeping each other accountable and stuff like that. So
okay.
I definitely say
that's former Navy quarterback and current Memphis slot back Mario Nolan Dillard for the audience, people that don't know. So we're going to touch on a little, you know, off topic because you're...
Who did you think I was going to say?
I for sure said Eric. I already knew you were going to say Eric. I'm just waiting on
it. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. He's talent. I mean, I just didn't know what you was looking at. Like, we was just so different in years that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I feel that. It's just the age gap. It could be.
I mean, him though. If we talk like most talent though, is easily Eric and Malcolm Perry. Like,
oh, I different. did. You did play Malcolm Perry.
Yeah, different. That man Malcolm, like, real humble.
How many yards did he end up rushing for last year? That's crazy.
I don't know, bro. He broke so many records. I can't keep count.
All right, okay. 3rd and 7. You need 8 yards for the first. Who you giving the ball to, Malcolm or Eric?
Bro, I'm giving the ball to Malcolm.
Ooh!
I'm giving the ball to Malcolm. If you go watch the film, like, bro,
that dude is shifty. I can't.
3rd and 15, he might take it to the house.
Really though.
On our own 15, like that's the type of
Nah, Malcolm. He made it all the way to the 7th round too. So Miami got a steal. But that actually kind of hints at my next question. We were gonna go off football, but your transitions are so amazing, man. So Navy has a surprisingly strong track record of getting guys in the NFL. Coming from a military academy, dating all the way back to Roger Staubach back in the '60s. But more recently, guys like Keenan Riddles and Malcolm Perry. So as a rising senior with a full year of experience over your belt, full year of starting experience, and you have an NFL built body, what do you make of your NFL chances?
I just gotta have a great year, man. Like, that's what it comes down to. I definitely passed the eye test. I have the experience. At this point, it's just gonna be making plays on the field, getting more production. I gotta get my hands on the ball more, be more physical. But I definitely think I have a shot. Just gotta make it happen. So I just hope I get a chance, go out there, perform to the best of my abilities, and I feel like God will handle the rest after that. You know what I'm saying? If I go out there and I do what I'm supposed to do, I feel like God will handle the rest. If I don't go to the league, it's a different plan He has for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not stressing that. Like, it is what it is. But, of course, I love football. Everybody who plays football wants to go to the NFL. And I'm going to give everything I have to go to the NFL because this is my last year of playing football. You know what I'm saying? So, if I have a good opportunity, I just got to go make plays, and that's what it comes down to.
Okay. So, a lot of people don't know the guy beyond once you step off the white lines, but Cameron was class president in high school, and he's now the 2021 class president for the Naval Academy. Just personal, I'm so proud of my big brother, something that, just I take pride in knowing you and being friends with you, constantly interacting with you. But if you had never ever touched a football, what would you be doing?
Honestly, if I never played football, I probably would have learned some more instruments. You know what I'm saying? Probably would have tried to learn.
Yeah, he does play the instruments, the sax.
Perfect the saxophone. Just try to diversify my resume some more. But honestly, I'll probably just be doing some more social action type of stuff, like within the community, trying to get involved with the community, especially all the stuff going on regarding like civil rights. I definitely put some more effort into that. If I didn't have football taking some of my time, but definitely down the road, I'll try to get myself into those types of areas. But if I didn't play football, that's 100% what I'd be doing, just trying to get involved with the community more, stuff like that.
What role have you tried to take, recently, all the crazy social climate that we're in right now with the death of George Floyd, the murder of Breonna Taylor, just right. the hectic, racial injustice that's too prevalent, right now. So what have you seen, observed, done? What are your just thoughts about the climate that we're in right now?
It's definitely an interesting time, man. Like, we're living in history. Like,
yes.
This will be in textbooks. You know what I'm saying? We're in a pandemic. You still got the police brutality going on, Black Lives Matter movement, all the protests, this and that, taking down the Confederate flag, removing statues. Like, this is history happening before our eyes. And what I've told people, everybody's like, why is it so different right now? Because in the past, this stuff happens, and everybody goes back to work. Everybody goes back to school. Everybody goes back to their daily lives. Right now, we have time. You know what I'm saying? So it happens.
Nothing but
and
time.
You resonate. It's going to stick with you because you're not going back to that daily routine. You're not doing anything but scrolling on Twitter and watching the news. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see this day in, day out. So people are actually starting to pay attention. Like, that's all I care about is we're moving in the right direction. It's not going to change overnight. You know what I'm saying? But we're taking the steps in the right direction. And you got to realize you got to be patient with it. The civil rights movement wasn't a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to take time. But as long as we keep moving forward, I think we can get there. Me personally, our football team, we created a racial diversity council. We've been doing stuff within the Naval Academy with our diversity team, just trying to make changes, trying to get people more educated about a lot about Black history, not just slavery, not just segregation. Let's really talk about it. We always talk about the stuff that was going on back then. This stuff is still happening now. And I think that's the issue. People don't realize this is happening now. You know what I'm saying? We have to talk about this in our schools about now. We don't need to, of course we need to talk about slavery. I'm not going to say we don't need that. We need to educate on that. But let's talk about where we're at now. We're not too far removed. If we're going to be completely honest. You know what I'm saying? We're in the Jim Crow era. That's the way I like to look at it. It's a new form of slavery. You know, it's different now. But the first step is just getting people educated, man. I'm not going to get mad at you for something you don't know.
Ignorance.
You know? Let's talk, though. Let's talk, you know? Let me educate you. Instead of me getting mad at you because you don't know any better. That's just the way you were raised. You know what I'm saying? Your grandparents, your parents, they grew up in different eras, but you have the opportunity to change that within your family, change that for the future generations. You know what I'm saying? And that's what matters to me. Let's make that impact now to change that for years to come. And that's what's going to ultimately make the difference. So whenever I talk to people like my white counterparts, they're like, what can I do? I'm like, accountability amongst your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to hold each other accountable. You hear somebody say something out of line, hold them accountable. That's what's going to change it, you know? Because I know you don't feel that way, but just because you don't feel that way,
don't mean somebody else doesn't.
Make it better if you have 3 friends who do. You see what I'm saying? When you have the opportunity to change that. So that's what I care about. But
man, I just want to thank you so much for your time. You know, doing this for me, helping me out with the pod. You know, you're an amazing human being. You're gonna run something. You're gonna be a CEO one day. So I just appreciate you spending this little time with me, kicking it back like we used to.
For sure, man. You know, I always got you.